Hello guys, I hope you're doing great. Myself, I'm doing fine. Now, in this video, I want to talk of two things. And the first thing will be you need to transfer your interview to a better performing embassy. And number two, I'll be discussing about the issue regarding the current status. So let me begin with transferring. I have been telling you that if your embassy is performing poorly, that is to mean they are scheduling interviews far less than they are required or they are supposed to, then if your case number is medium to high, you have very risky chances of getting an interview scheduled for you. And therefore, you'll find that people with higher case number than you but are in a good embassy having their interviews scheduled, and you who has a medium or relatively low case number ending up not getting an interview simply because your embassy misbehaved. And if you come from such an embassy, that is an embassy that is poorly performing, an embassy that is scheduling far less interviews than required, then you should take a step. Remember, this is a chance that you got. It's an opportunity that you got, and you need to fight for that. But wait, you can only transfer if your case number is not yet current. If your case number is not under the cutoff number. If your case number is not below the cutoff number, then your number is not current yet, and that means you can transfer. For example, if you come from Africa, and you know Africa has some countries that really misbehave. Like for now, we can observe Addis Ababa is not behaving well. We have Accra, it's not performing as required, and there is a greater risk for those people with medium case number. Even if you have 20K, you might end up not getting an interview. So what you need to do is, if your case number is above 45,000 as at this moment, you can transfer, you can change the interview location, because up to now we have 45,000 as the cutoff number for Africa. So if you are 45,000 and above, then you can transfer your case. You take it your step, take it upon yourself and transfer it. It will be safe. If I were you, I would have transferred. And it is easier to transfer if you move to that country to which you want your interview to go to, that better performing embassy. And if you are in a regional block where you have free trade, free movement, you can move freely from one country to the other, like the West Africa block, or you have a good relationship, your government and that country, then you can easily transfer to that country, because you can easily move to that country without any deterrence. So if your case number is above 45,000 in Africa, and you have an embassy that you know is performing good, and you can relocate to that country, you can easily move to that country for the interview, then take a step and change it. Remember, time is running out. We are remaining only with 5 months of interviews, so you need to take a step. If you are above 45,000, I repeat, for Africa, then go ahead and relocate to that better performing embassy. For Europe, there are not many issues. That's why you see a smooth running in the visa bulletin. But if you come from Africa and you are affected, now you know what to do. Now, when I come to the part of current, by the current status, maybe you sent an email to KCC requesting the status of your case, and the response was your case number is ready for interview processing. If you received such a message, then that means that your case number is below the cutoff number. And that is to mean, number one, your case cannot be unlocked for any processing. It cannot be unlocked for any processing. It's not in the hands of KCC for them to unlock it to do any changes. That's what it means. Now, when you are in this position, what you're supposed to do is to wait for an interview to be scheduled for you. And when in this state, you cannot do any transfer. You cannot decide to change your interview location. It's beyond that time. You cannot do that. So if you are in an embassy that is not doing well in terms of interviews scheduling, then you have no choice. And for Africa, I mean, if you're below 45 at this moment, 45K, then you don't have any chance to change. It's just to wait and be hopeful. So you cannot do anything in terms of changing the location for the interview. And another thing that you need to know is that you will only get your second notification letter, that is the appointment letter for the interview, once the embassy avails a position for you now that your case number is current. So you can become current, yes, but fail to have your interview simply because your embassy has a backlog and they cannot handle up to that case number. Sometimes you might become current, but your case number is so high that it cannot be interviewed at that time. Another thing that you should know about becoming current is that there is no specific time period between you becoming current and receiving your second notification letter. There is no definite time period. You may have some few days and receive your second notification letter. You might have several weeks. You might have even up to months. So becoming current does not mean that you will have your interview or you will have your interview scheduled soon. No, it does not mean that. For you to get the second notification letter, there are many factors that are taken into consideration. Now, sometimes you might open a visa bulletin for some year and you find that a region has become current. So you see in the visa bulletin a region and the status is current. By that, what it means is that all the case numbers within that region, they are ready for interview processing, and any case number can be called for an interview. And this comes as an advantage to those selectees in a well-performing country, because even those with very high case numbers might be called for an interview, whereas those countries that perform badly, the low case numbers might even miss their interviews. So it means that everyone has a chance to be called for the interview, and much advantage to those that come from a well-performing embassy. So I don't think there is something I've left out, but if there is, we shall handle it in a future video. But I thought it good that we discuss this thing for those who had many questions. But remember, you need to ask your question in the comment section. Just ask it. Let it not disturb you. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you have not. And let's meet in the next video.